inhalers are a real generic version of the product that you already pay hundreds of dollars for. Save yourself money and call now to order. If you have asthma, now you can save hundreds of dollars with no prescription required for your inhalers. Call right now. Learn how to get your rescue asthma inhalers shipped directly to your door for less than $20 each. Call the Prescription Savings Hotline now.
800-451-0380. 800-451-0380. 800-451-0380. That's 800-451-0380. Call now.
This Sunday, President Biden on vacation at his beach home in Delaware, but Republicans who want to win the White House in 2024 very busy on the campaign trail. Miami Mayor Francis Suarez and former Vice President Mike Pence in Iowa. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis campaigning in New Hampshire. Former President Trump speaking to supporters in Erie, Pennsylvania. Trump calling Joe Biden the most corrupt president. Trump saying he'll support and endorse primary opponents of Republican lawmakers who do not vote to impeach President Biden. In Brooklyn, a body found in the waters off Coney Island. Correspondent Jacqueline Carl reports.
Search teams have been looking for a 15-year-old boy who's been missing since Thursday. ABC 7 reporting the body was recovered around 9:30 p.m. Saturday night, and police are trying to confirm the person's identity. Thursday, a 15-year-old boy and his 14-year-old brother got caught in a rip current. The 14-year-old was saved by people who happened to be nearby, but the 15-year-old has been missing.
To sports news now, LeBron James sharing an update about his son. Here's correspondent Scott Carr with the very latest.
Basketball star LeBron James is sharing an update on his oldest son after the 18-year-old suffered cardiac arrest last week. An Instagram video posted Saturday shows Bronny James playing the piano, his father writing in the video's caption, "Grand Rising, God is great." The younger James was discharged from an LA area hospital shortly after the incident. It happened during a workout at USC where the incoming freshman plays basketball.
And I'm Laura Winters, USA News.
Don't miss the final days of end-of-season deals during the truckload event at Lowe's.
So here's some
Right
bonus.
now, save on major appliances and get an
Thank
additional
you.
10% off in-store clearance appliances. Plus, you can get up to 35% off select tools and accessories. Find big savings during the final days of the truckload event happening now. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 8/2. Exclusions apply. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details.
There we go. Jeez. Well, it's gonna be one of those days where the instant replay machine's not gonna work properly.
I'm positive.
It's already messing me up a little bit. The timing. I wanted to play ID and then Star Spangled Banner, but I had to play ID, News, and now Star Spangled Banner, so that's messing me up a little. Hopefully, this plays next. It's 3:05.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVBF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests. Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Week in Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro news, here on AM 1530 WVBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
And good morning, and yes, Middleboro in Review is the week in review for Middleboro and also surrounding towns, and also some little miscellaneous stuff that we like to talk about every single week. But I know I love that intro. That intro's always been my favorite, for sure. And the promo is also one of my favorites as well. So thank you, Tony, for the intro, and thank you, Chris, for the promo. Don.
Yes.
Good morning. How are you this morning? How's that intro? How the intro and the promo? What do you think about both of those?
They're both great. You got two heavy hitters endorsing your show. What else can be better than that?
Like I said, I do appreciate
you got two radio professionals who've been in the business for years.
Yeah.
So I mean that's an honor in my opinion.
So again, thank you.
Two great people and BBF it's a lot of action packed.
So again, thank you to Tony Lopes and to Chris Keach for doing that. Like I said, one of my favorites, one of my favorite opens, one of my favorite promos.
I've talked before about the people here at BBF has really looked out for you over the years. I mean, you've been here since July of 2017. So we're going on to the anniversary date here, whatever.
Yeah.
A little over a certain amount of time, yeah. But everyone's looked out for you. Everyone's looked out for you, and
yes.
It's important to me that happens. And I mean, you could be mean and rotten to me, but if you're good to my kid, good to, if people are good to you, I love them. I mean, they could throw sand in my face and leave me out in the cold at 11-degree weather. I wouldn't care, as long as they're good to you. And that's important, in my opinion. It's really important. And we had a fun day yesterday with Paul Lass. After he got off the air with his show, Cranberry Country Journal.
Another great intro, by the way, is Paul Lazaro, which is intro.
Yeah.
And Ask Your Best's Agent, I did that open and promo. I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, no, you've done a lot of good work here, and it's just like it's sink or swim kind of thing, you know what I mean? It's just Chris is like, do the commercials yourself.
Exactly. Yes.
I can't do them all for you all the time. You're gonna do it, and I love that attitude.
Yeah, I
love that he was like that with you, And he said, all right, I'll figure it out. Yeah, I'll just do this, and this. And he wouldn't be pushing you. He wouldn't be pushing you over the edge of the cliff and you think you can handle yourself.
Yeah, and
no professional will do that.
At the end of the day, all the intros and promos here that you listen to on WVBF are great.
Yeah,
and
it's a good team.
There's a really great team of shows and team of show hosts here on WVBF.
Right. No, it's a good family. I love everyone here, and it's great. I like coming here. I enjoy coming here on Sunday and sometimes with you on Thursday. And like I said, Paul, you and I went to on a train ride yesterday.
Yes, we did. We're going to be talking about that a little bit.
No, we can talk about it right now. Let's get it out.
Yeah, all right.
And we had a lot of fun, and the whole idea of that was, we were all driving trains. You and I ride on trains all the time, so whatever. But something about when you go with somebody else, you like seeing it through their eyes.
Yeah, it's very different.
It's very seeing it through their eyes, because you want to see their expression. You want to see how much fun they have had and stuff like that. And we took a particular route where Paul went by where he grew up in Boston. So and it's funny because I went through where I grew up in Quincy, and we all discussed growing up in Quincy, and then it's just great. We just on the train, and then that's how you get to know somebody. It just seems like it's a nice neutral place to go. I mean, here it's professionalism. You come in, you talk, radio stuff and whatnot, and you pass people in the halls or in the studio here, and everyone's trying to move their show along, or they're doing whatever, and you're talking about things. But when you can go out and spend 4 or 5 hours with somebody that you normally wouldn't have done. That's a real treat, in my opinion, because you really get to know somebody. And it was a pleasure to go out yesterday. And even though we just took the train from Middleboro to South Station, and then South Station to Providence, and then back again. For the $10, of course, the weekend MBTA pass you can get at the all trains. You want to go up to Rockport? It's a cheap date. It's really a really good deal. If you want to just get out of town, you want to go to Middleboro Station or Lakeville, Middleboro, or Kingston, and just head into Boston, walk around Faneuil Hall, and then you can go up to Rockport, or you can go up to Salem, or you can go to Worcester and go check a Bar Sox game out if they got one going on. You can go out to Fitchburg, walk around there, Shirley. There's plenty of nice places. You can go up to Situate, Cohasset, for just $10 a person. So that's a great deal.
I mean, compared to South Station, Providence is small. Compared to South Station, Providence is tiny.
Yeah, but at least the station was clean.
It is, yes. We have some problems with South Station.
South Station is dirty.
Yes, we have problems with South
dirty.
Station.
It's dirty. Between the bathrooms, it's just. They have a mezzanine level that's been closed since COVID. Okay, they have one bathroom. They don't even have a second backup, and they had problems yesterday when we got back in. The pigeons.
That's not the only place where that's a problem.
And then the construction that's going on over it. There's areas it was heavy rain yesterday, so there was areas where it was just draining down like a gutter.
North Station has the pigeon problem as well.
Yeah, no, I guess you can't. With those big doors, I guess you can't.
It's very tough to keep the pigeons.
I understand, but I didn't see any pigeons in Providence.
No. Very, very different. The Providence Station from South Station and even North Station.
It's like an octagon shape.
It's very tiny.
It's like
Yes.
Nice.
But it was packed.
The bathrooms were clean.
Yeah.
The bathrooms were spotless.
Yes. We have some problems with the bathrooms in South Station.
South Station's disgusting.
Yes.
They got to do something about that. I mean, that's our flagship train station for the city of Boston, and that's what people come into.
And I feel like some of the restaurants that were closed should have been open on the weekends, but I don't know. Well, that's something completely different. But
I don't know.
I don't know either. Well, that's something completely different. There's a couple of restaurants that weren't even open.
Maybe they're doing something because of the construction, and then I don't know what the deal is, but half the businesses are closed, and that place was packed.
And that place is always packed.
Yeah, it was packed.
South Station's always packed, and I feel like all the restaurants should be open because of that. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, me too. I mean, we wanted a certain food item. We
can't get certain food item because they're not open on weekends.
What'd you say? Zilch? Nada, right?
Zilch, zero, nada.
Yep. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing for you.
Exactly.
But
whatever.
It is what it is.
That's the least. That's the least of South Station's concerns.
Yeah, I want to thank Paul for a wonderful afternoon. We had a great time. Trying the trains, talking. So he told me about his uncle who was a conductor, and those are good stories. But it's always good when you can talk stories, stories and just memories, just as you move along in time on the train. I don't know. A lot of people aren't big train buffs like we are, but it was good. It's a fun afternoon, and just to get out and just see things, I guess.
And stay tuned. After our show, we got a whole list of other shows going on today. 8 o'clock is Bread of Life with Pastor Ortez Van Cross. Always a great program with a great message every single week. That's coming up at 8. 8:30 is the Sunday Rosary. 9 o'clock is Medicare Moment with Martha. A very good informative program. If you or someone you know is reaching the age of 65 and Medicare, a lot of good Medicare information that is talked about on Medicare Moment with Martha. You'll learn a lot for sure. She does her show out of Hawaii, and it's just a very great and informative show. So that's at 9. 9:30 to 11, we have the Talking Information Center. You'll hear some different things there, as well, different programs. Between that time, 11 o'clock to 12, Musical Odyssey with Ed Sutka. A lot of great programming. A lot of great classical music that takes place every single week, whether it be Beethoven or Tchaikovsky or any other classical musician. Handel is another one as well. You'll hear it on Musical Odyssey with Ed Sutka every Sunday, 11 o'clock. And after that, Stand Up Strong with Ed Miller and Tony Branch at 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. We'll end the day today. No Sounds of the Emerald Isle today with Jim Larkin. Today, so no Sounds of the Emerald Isle from 12 to 2.
So yeah, there'll just be Talking Information
from 12 to 2. Yeah,
12 to 2.
Yeah. And Monday, it begins the week once again. You'll have a lot of great programming during the week as well. Jim DuPont throughout the week, Monday, Thursday, and Friday, and then Tuesday and Wednesday is Tony as well. So Tony Lopes as well, and many other programs. Ask Your Best's Agent on Mondays. Morton Hospital program on Wednesdays as well, and much more. So
yeah, and then we get the Wake Up News.
Wake Up News every single Monday through Friday, every day, Monday through Friday. So
yeah, Chris Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Chris Keach, and then
Ron Lancaster Tuesday, Thursday. Yep, exactly. So a lot of great programming on WVBF. All right, 7:20. Before we take our commercial break, I want to talk about our weather. It will be a much cooler day, a much better day, temperature-wise. Yesterday was hot, but it rained. It was really rainy. Apparently, there was some tornado watches that I was unaware of. Apparently, there was some tornado watches that I was unaware of. But very heavy rain, for sure, that happened yesterday. 79 degrees today. Mostly sunny skies. A low of 54 today, so it looks like no rain in the forecast, which is a good thing because me and Don, this afternoon, we have something fun going on. Don?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have something fun going on.
Yeah.
That's me calling a softball game in Quincy. So that's going to be a fun opportunity, a fun event. Actually, there's 2 games, I think.
You said there's 2 games. I mean, I think there's one.
One for sure.
Well, I think if the team plays, I think the 5 o'clock team, if they win, they go into an 8 o'clock game or something like that. I think that's what the deal is.
Okay, so it's like a tournament.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so one for sure.
Yeah. Well.
But I've done this before.
Yeah.
For this particular person and this particular team or a particular set of teams. Doing the play-by-play, and that's always fun as well. I've done a play-by-play for WVBF for the Thanksgiving football game, Middleboro and Carver one year, and that was fun as well. All right, 83 on Monday, most sunny skies. 80 on Tuesday, again, most sunny skies. No rain really in the forecast until Friday, but some pretty warm temperatures, but not as warm as it has been, which is a good thing. In Taunton, 79 degrees, a low of 54, mostly sunny skies. Mostly sunny skies throughout the week. Low 80s to high 70s throughout the week. Driscoll, North Dakota, 58 degrees and cloudy, high of 82, low of 58. 84 tomorrow, 64 for the low. Most sunny skies in Driscoll, North Dakota. Driscoll, Texas, 77 degrees, a high of 101. The temperatures are still very high in Driscoll, Texas. That is pretty much continuing a trend in that area of really hot weather. Some of the heat throughout the country has not dissipated as of yet, and that is still the case in Texas, where it's going to be very hot the next couple of days. 101 today, 103 on Monday. No rain in sight either, so it's going to be very hot there. All right, it is 7:24. We have open phone lines today, 508-822-1106 if you want to call in. 508-822-1106 is the number. Talk about whatever you want to talk about, whatever's on your mind. All right, we're going to take our first commercial break, and we'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review. I'm Joey Driscoll, joined by Don, and you're listening to WBB at 1530 AM, 99.7 FM. We will be right back. There we go. Right. Whew.
There's some coffee in it for you, Joe.
What?
There's some coffee.
I already had some.
Oh, yeah, good.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, I got you a couple donuts too, that kid. I told you that.
What?
I got you a couple donuts too.
Yeah, I eat that at 8.
Yeah.
Biggie. No big deal there.
Tired. Oh, boy. I don't know why. I slept great last night. It was cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little tired, but not bad, you know.
It's Sunday morning, too.
Yeah, that's probably because
I
it's
mean,
Sunday
we never
morning.
sleep in on Sundays. Think about it. We haven't slept in on a Sunday in 4 years.
Longer than that, for me.
Highest quality collision repair and complete auto service for your car.
What are you talking about? Since you've been here?
6 years.
I've been driving here since day one. You know?
6 years. It's been not been 4. It's been 6.
Well, when you got your, when you didn't have your license,
Monday through Thursday,
you started it.
then 8 to 4
Yep.
on
You got your license in 18, and you really didn't start driving by yourself there.
508 583 1495.
That was a nice segment.
Combat veteran motorcycle
Wanted to talk about that.
What about
Just talking about all the great programming and stuff.
Oh, yeah, no, it was a good segment. It was good.
Giving a thanks to Chris and Tony for the intros, and talking about the intros and all the other stuff
Yeah,
in
that's
the
true.
show, and then the program and update, and then the trip as well. That was a nice segment. Yeah, that was a nice segment.
Anybody talking to you on the radio?
No, but someone's watching.
Oh, really?
Someone's tuning in.
continue to serve in our
Yep.
armed forces, with several serving in combat areas now. We sponsor and or participate
What did
in many
Paul say
related charity events
when it comes to?
as a nonprofit organization.
He said something about homemade recipes
Various veteran care
yesterday.
facilities and veteran charities. To learn more
Like,
about
a
the
question. Oh, Paul Oz is watching.
and how
Paul,
you can join and support
you said something about homemade recipes, like a question to throw out to the audience about homemade recipes. I don't 100% remember what was that question. I'm not sure.
Hi, this is Martha Clopin, your host for Medicare Moment with Martha. Each week, we present the latest information on health,
Because that's a good idea. I might do that coming out of this break.
But you don't know anything about cooking. You
I
lost it all out.
I don't, but I will throw the question out to the audience.
Well, if that's if he gives it to you. Let him give it to you.
I really don't, but I will throw the question out to the audience.
and 99.7 FM.
I will make that disclaimer. I know nothing about homemade recipes. But I'm sure the audience does. I don't really want to play that one.
Yeah, don't play that one.
Okay. I'll play this one. Come on. Come on, play something. I don't know. It just decides it wants to.
You gotta remember not to play the.
It's on. Yeah, I gotta cross it out because it's on. I play whatever's on my list.
I'm your host, Chris Whitting, inviting you to join me for the behind-the-scenes.
I gotta take it off
Yeah,
the
but it
list.
doesn't look good when you just tell the audience that
I know,
you're not
I
playing,
just-
and then you go and play it.
Yeah.
Shows you're not paying attention. Pay attention.
Yeah, I'm not paying attention.
Well, you gotta pay attention. You want to record, dude.
As part of WVBF's Morning Wake Up News.
Okay, that's all right. 3:20.
It's Robert Fuller's birthday.
Who?
Robert Fuller.
I don't know if I know who that
You
is.
don't know who this guy is. I do. I do.
No, I mean, if you name a movie that I might have seen, I might have seen one of his movies, but I'm not sure. I mean, I know a lot of artists, but I mean, a lot of movie stars and stuff. I don't know if I've ever heard of Robert Fuller. Okay, here we go. Five seconds. And we're back here on Middleboro in Review. I am Joey Driscoll. It is 7:30, and again, open phone lines. Whatever you want to talk about. We have open phone lines today. 508-822-1106 is the number. 508-822-1106. So that is what we got going on there. Want to mention some things going on around this area. First off, we'll start with Middleboro. The 17th season of the Middleboro Summer Concert Series takes place on the Town Hall front lawn. The concerts get underway at 6 p.m. Thursday nights. So the next one will be this Thursday. Rain, weather permitting, of course. Thursday, I believe it did not take place. And it is free to attend, making it the perfect opportunity to gather with friends and family. The next event, the next date here on the list is the 27th, which has already taken place. So the next one is August 3rd, Mountain Weekend. So that's coming up. Autos Underground, again, I mentioned, that was the July 27th one that I don't believe took place. I saw something on Facebook saying that it might have not taken place, but the August 3rd is the next one. Mountain Weekend, another great band playing at the Town Hall lawn. Then after that, August 10th, Shed Inspectors. That's an interesting name, Don, right? The Shed Inspectors.
Definitely, yeah.
August.
That's definitely creative.
It's very creative. August 17th, Bill Mulligan. August 24th, Dennis and Friends. The summer concert series for Middleboro is put on by Middleboro Friends, a nonprofit organization of citizens working together to strengthen the community. To learn more about the group, be sure to check out its Facebook page, Middleboro Friends. A lot of great information there, for sure.
They do a
they
good
have
job.
other great events that they do too.
They do a good job, and they got great popcorn. That popcorn's delicious. And, you know, it's great. Go get a popcorn, go get yourself a pop or a bottle of water, and hang out. But try not to mess up the beautiful, beautiful lawn with all the popcorn. Try to be neat with the popcorn.
Yes.
I'm neat with my popcorn. I'm very neat. I'm particular with my popcorn. I don't drop it on the ground. I don't like the seeds. They're very neat. You got to be neat with your popcorn. And if they put the popcorn down and it's overflow, it means you got to walk slow at the beginning, so you don't drop a kernel. You don't want to drop a kernel because it's gonna fall on the ground. You got to be eyeballing it. I mean, you're not gonna take it off the ground, but you have to be thinking about it though.
Thank you, Don.
Just be neat with the popcorn.
Don's popcorn review.
Yeah,
Here you go.
just be neat with the popcorn. Okay? I don't want popcorn all over the lawn, all over your seat, all over the couch, all over the floor, all over the sidewalk, all over your hair, all your nice hairdo. Be neat with it. But if you do go to those summer concert series, go get some popcorn.
Practice proper popcorn etiquette.
Popcorn eating. It's just a chore. You don't have to spill it all over the place. You follow people around movie theaters with a ticket.
Okay. This show is devolved into something. Okay. All right. Moving on.
Yeah. That's a yeah.
Moving on. Downtown Summer Concert Series at Liberty Union Park in Taunton continues. All shows are from 7 to 9 p.m. It's a free series featuring music from a variety of genres hosted at the beautiful Liberty and Union Park right across from Taunton's City Hall on 78 Main Street. This amazing venue is ideal for summer concerts. It features a stage space for hundreds of people, overhead string lighting when the sun goes down, and is shaded from the summer sun in the evenings. The park has limited bistro seating, so attendees are encouraged to bring their own chairs. The DTF snack cart will be open during concert events with non-alcoholic beverages and snacks, such as chips and candy.
And
attendees...
Probably popcorn, too.
And popcorn, probably, as well. There we go. Back to the popcorn. Attendees are encouraged to bring takeout from local restaurants to enjoy during the shows. Free parking is available in metered spaces, free after 6 p.m. in the public lot on Cedar Street and in the public lot behind City Hall. And also, the public city-side restroom at City Hall will be open during the event. Below are more details, and I look below here. Friday, August 11th, the Freeze Pops will be performing. That's the last one of the summer. It looks like the last concert of the summer. Again, Friday, August 11th, the Freeze Pops. The Freeze Pops, I believe, are also performing at Lorenzo's. I'm not exactly sure when.
The Freeze Pops?
The Freeze Pops, yes, I believe so. I believe they're performing at Lorenzo's. I'm not sure what day. I don't have it in front of me.
What a cool name for a band. Shed Inspectors and the Freeze Pops. I guess you have to really be creative because how many bands out there names have been taken over the last 70 years?
Yes, a lot.
So you gotta get real creative. Shed Inspectors, huh?
It's a very interesting one, yes.
I bet when they came up with that, there's probably not another Shed Inspector anywhere else.
No. There are interesting band names out there, for sure.
I wonder, if there is a real shed inspector out there who checks, inspects the shed, just make sure they're up to code or whatever, that he'd be proud that a band is named after his profession.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, there's some great iconic names of bands out there. You got the Eagles, you got Poco, you got just many other great bands out there that are iconic names now. And, back then they weren't iconic names, but the people who were involved with them made them iconic.
But you're talking bands from 40 years ago, but now you're talking newer bands.
Yeah.
That need to come up with a name that hasn't been taken.
Exactly, yes.
So, you gotta come up with...
even then, those names, they had to make sure those names hadn't been taken.
Well...
40 years ago.
I had a band called Phoenix Montage, but it was from a band called Montage. And my buddy's friend, Mr. Leahy, was the drummer, and this was in the 70s. And he said, Donnie, you could have Montage. That's what, He told it to my face. You can have Montage. It's yours. You can have the name. And I just couldn't take the name. So I said, and the band, I guess this particular band, broken up or whatnot, had played years. So what's the whole ironic thing about it? The Phoenix is always rising from the ashes.
Yes.
So I think Phoenix Montage. That was my thinking.
So
and it stuck.
So this talk about the Eagles and Poco, it's good. It's a little bit of a good segue to talk about our next topic here.
Some sad news.
Sad news as well. Randy Menzer passed away this week on July 26th at the age of 77. Founding member of the Eagles. Also in the band Poco as well. And he co-wrote and sang lead vocals on the Eagles hit song "Take It to the Limit."
Yep.
One of my favorite Eagles songs.
I thought I saw something go awry, and I didn't really know Sinead O'Connor died. But
And Sinead O'Connor has passed away as well.
I
this
didn't
week.
even know that too. And that hit she had,
No, Nothing Compares to You.
Prince wrote that.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
So, Randy Menser was in the band Poco, and a lot of people were in the band Poco. Originally formed in 1968 after the demise of
Poco?
Poco, yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yes. Originally formed in 1968 after the demise of Buffalo Springfield. So guitarist,
Really?
yes, guitarists Richie Furay
Wow.
and Jim Messina, former members of Buffalo Springfield, were joined by multi-instrumentalist Rusty Young, who we lost a couple years ago, bassist Randy Menser, and drummer George Grantham. Menser quit the band whilst they were recording their first album, Picking Up the Pieces. Through his bass and backing vocal parts that were kept in the final mix. So you could hear him. You could hear him on the first album.
He's a member because...
He's a member, yes, but
Yeah.
he left before the first album was
He
finished.
probably didn't tour.
No, he didn't tour.
So, I mean, technically he's a member. Okay, right.
He was replaced by Timothy B. Schmidt in 1969.
Who also became an Eagle later on.
Yep. Messina left in 1970. He was replaced by Paul Cotton. The lineup would change numerous times over several decades. The other members in the band, the members when the band disbanded, were Tom Hampton, Rick Lano, and Jack Sundrand.
Was there a year of the disbanding?
2021. That was when Rusty Young passed away.
Okay, right.
Rusty Young, George Grantham, Richie Furay, Jim Messina, Randy Menser, Timothy B. Schmidt, Paul Cotton, Al Garath, Steve Chapman, Charlie Harrison, Kim Bullard, Jeff Steele, Gary Malaber, Tim Smith, George Lawrence, Michael Webb, Lex Browning. The list is huge.
That sounds like a for the band barbecue. That sounds like a lot of people.
It is
boy
huge amount.
But I mean, Randy spent more time in the Eagles, obviously.
Yes, the Eagles.
Yeah.
Formed in 1971 in Los Angeles. 5 number one singles and 6 number one albums, 6 Grammy Awards, 5 American Music Awards, the AMAs. The Eagles were one of the most successful musical acts of the 1970s in North America.
You know what I loved about the Eagles? Each member had his own stuff to do.
Yeah.
I mean, Don Henley, Randy.
Several singers
right,
in the band as well.
Yeah, Glenn Frey, and Randy, and Timothy B. Schmidt. At the later, did a great song too, which is iconic to the Eagles. So it's just talk about everyone singing, everyone participating, and Joe Walsh.
Yes,
you forget Joe Walsh.
And they were a little interesting thing as well. They were recruited by Linda Ronstadt as well as as band members.
I think they were in the Linda Ronstadt band. I think they were members. I think they were their tour.
And they were all played on her third solo album, which
awesome.
Was that album was it's just called Linda Ronstadt, so it's a self-titled album. But that came out in 1972. That came out
right.
So check that out.
Yeah.
Also, they ventured out on their own on David Geffen's Asylum Records label. David Geffen, of course, he went on to found Geffen Records, and Geffen Records is the home of a lot of great bands. Asia's one of them.
Coverdale Page.
Coverdale Page.
Was a Geffen project, yeah.
So a lot.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I like I said when Chachi was here, and I'm more into the. I love the whole band. I mean, you look at like a band like the Beatles or whatever, but I just love this. I love the splintering of it all. I love the family tree. I love the roots, where they came from, where they played. I mean, Randy was in Poco, but not many people know he just did, one album, you know what I mean? And he probably didn't even tour with them. Maybe he did before they put the first album out. Maybe he was with Poco and they did live stuff before they got famous, before they did the big studio album. I mean, Paul would know. Paul Laz, he says Poco's one of his favorite bands. He told me that. Yes, it's great. Like, when you go with somebody and you really get to know, I mean, other than, 15, 20 minutes when he's leaving and you're going, or vice versa,
yes.
You really get to know somebody, and you really can talk, and you can ask questions, and it's a good thing, because now I feel you know that person better. And as long as you can go out and have fun and not kill each other and not be aggravated, that means that's the beginning of a good friendship.
Yeah.
In friendships, you need more friends in the world. You need
exactly.
people.
Yes,
you need
you do.
loyal friends. Yes. You need people who love you. People who they like you for who you are, and that's the most important thing. So, Paul is saying that Poco is like one of his favorite bands.
Last little thing about the Eagles. Between 1979's The Long Run and Long Road Out of Eden, which came out in 2007, 28 years. That's a 28-year gap that we didn't hear from the Eagles at all. We didn't hear from the Eagles in the 80s. We didn't hear from the Eagles in the 90s. And most of the 2000s.
I think, really? When was the last time? 08?
1979 was The Long Run.
Right.
And then 2007 was Long Road Out of Eden. And they haven't done anything since.
Well, the Eagles?
Yes, they haven't recorded.
They
haven't recorded an album.
Right.
They haven't recorded an album since.
They toured. They were notorious for like the highest.
Oh, they've done a lot of touring. Yes.
Right, they were notorious for the highest ticket sales. I mean, price tickets. I remember there was a time they were out of control.
I do want to mention something. I found this out about The Long Road Out of Eden. Their newest album that came out on October 30th of 2007. This little piece of information here. The album debuted #1 in the U.S. after a last-minute rule change by Billboard, which also blocked Britney Spears' highly anticipated album Blackout from topping the chart, and won the band 2 Grammy Awards for How Long, which I actually played for Don this morning, and the instrumental I Dreamed There Was No War. The album became the band's 6th consecutive #1 album and was the highest-selling album of the year. It has since sold 3.5 million copies in the U.S. alone, being a double album with length exceeding 90 minutes. The album was certified 7 times platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America for shipments of 3.5 million albums.
What was the rule change? Why did Britney get bumped? That ain't good. That sounds like technicality, red tape to me.
So there was some sort of rule change.
Right at the last minute.
Unfortunately, it was last minute. Yes.
Isn't that convenient?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Some of that Britney Spears Blackout album was leaked online, and it was originally slated to be released after the Eagles released their album. It was supposed to be released in November, but the Britney Spears' camp, they rushed to release it in late October 25th, because a lot of that album was getting leaked online.
Oh, really?
Yes. I can just see. Okay.
So it was just the timing of it all.
Yeah.
It sounds like it was a technicality.
Britney Spears' album Blackout was expected to debut atop the Billboard 200. It entered at #2 due to a last-minute change to Billboard's rules, with first week sales of 290,000 copies, it became Britney Spears' first solo effort to not debut at number 1. I'm trying to find out what the rule change was.
You could be here all
here.
day looking for that.
Yeah, I could talk about that next week.
Yeah, you won't even
I'll talk.
I don't think you're going to talk about it next week.
I will. I'll put that on my list to try to remember to talk about. Okay.
I'll try.
I will.
Britney Spears will be on all your mind all next week. For next
there was some sort of rule change that affected Britney Spears negatively. I'll just say that.
Sounds like a convenient truth.
It's
Eagles.
It's weird.
Like,
I don't know.
It just seems like it's just puzzled in. Like you found the last puzzle piece on the floor.
Exactly. Okay. We're gonna take our last commercial break. We'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review. I'm Joey Driscoll. I'm joined by Don. You're listening to WVBF 1530 AM 99.7 FM. Yeah, that. I don't know what happened, but it was weird.
Yeah,
it was definitely something weird that happened.
That sounds like a shoe-in to me, right?
It was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Well, was that Eagles' last studio album? That one in 07?
Right. As of now, yeah. It probably is their last. I mean, you're losing a lot of members.
Without Randy dead,
they're losing a lot of members.
I wonder if they got anything recorded. They got to put something out.
I wonder if they have something recorded. Yeah, I wonder if they have enough music recorded to do another album.
How long is what Friday did die with?
A couple of years ago.
2 years ago?
Yeah, a couple of years ago. I'm not sure exactly.
Surprised to see him that he died.
But I mean, you still have a couple of their main singers still alive. So I mean,
Joe Walsh even still in the band?
Yes, Joe Walsh I think is in the band for this tour. Yes,
yeah.
I think Don Henley might be in this in the band for the tour too.
Yeah.
You still have those two. You could recreate the Eagles with those two. I mean, those are two main pillars of the band. I mean, the band doesn't have to end. Technically, the band doesn't have to end. They might decide to end the band after the tour, but it doesn't have to. They don't have to do that at all. Okay, I don't think I'm going to get to much of anything else other than the Today in History. Whew.
Hey, I'm back. Every Tuesday and every Wednesday, it's Coffee with me, Tony Wolf. Local, regional, and national guests. Hot local topics, but more importantly, your calls. Every Tuesday and Wednesday, starting at 9 a.m. It's Coffee with Tony, only on your hometown radio station.
Were you looking that up? You were looking up the Britney Spears thing?
No, the Robert Fuller thing.
Oh, okay.
I like Robert Fuller because he was Dr. Brackett in Emergency. It was like one of my favorite shows growing up as a kid.
I think I've watched some of those episodes.
Where? Where can you get them? MeTV?
I think you can get it on MeTV, yeah.
You gotta show me where. I want to start watching those. Cause
I think you can get... I think they're on MeTV.
I love Dixie, the nurse, man. I always had a crush on her.
Yeah, I think that's on MeTV. Along with a lot of other great shows.
Yeah. That show was a staple, though. That show was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, there was talk about Kevin Ty and Randolph Marthum coming back as doing it again as their chiefs, but I don't know if that materialized.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe down the line there'll be like a sequel to it, but it will not be the same. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, 0, and we're back here on Middleboro in Review. I'm Joey Driscoll. And join us on Thursday. I haven't confirmed it yet. I've reached out, but I haven't confirmed it yet. It's not confirmed, but we might be having Chachi LaPrette either calling into the show or coming in. Has not confirmed yet, but I have reached out to Chachi LaPrette. So that's coming up.
Yeah,
shortly.
Chachi has another Beatles night at Lorenzo's on Saturday, August 5th. Starts at 6. Doors open at 4:30. I guess they have the Onos, the band the Onos.
The band the Onos.
So they're a Beatles band, tribute band,
yeah.
which I guess they're pretty good. Never seen them, but I'm looking forward to seeing them. And I'm not sure if they still got tickets on sale.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
It is a paid event.
It is a paid event, $50. For a table of 4, $50.
Table of 4. So it's still a good value if you have 4 people. It's $12.50 a person. I mean, or something like that.
Yes,
so, I mean,
exactly.
You can't really beat that with a stick. And plus the food is on.
I think there's a table of 2 option available too, but I'm not sure. I don't know if those are sold out yet.
Yeah, well, did you ask them when you?
I did not ask them about the table of 2 option, but I did see
was it close to sold out? Did you inquire about that?
I did not inquire about that.
Well. I mean, the first show in June sold out. They had one in July, which did not sell out, but they came close. But there was a lot of crazy weather.
There was a lot of crazy weather that day.
It was supposed to pour that night. That's what they were saying. And,
yeah.
I mean, that was a couple of weeks ago when we had all this crazy weather, so maybe that had something to do with it. But this is the big night.
This is the big night of the 4, yes.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's going to have everyone. I think he's going to have himself. Obviously, he's going to be there.
His friend,
Who's the
Beatles musician, the Beatles magician, sorry.
Yeah, and then,
Beatles magician will be there as well.
And I met the professor there.
The professor probably will be there as well.
He does the Beatles classes, I believe, at Suffolk University. So, if I'm sure if Chachi is here or calls in, he'll fill you in all that.
Yes, he will.
Great show. It's great because I'm trying to think up some Beatles trivia. That's all. It seems like when he does his shows, that all the audience is trying to trick him up with these crazy questions.
It's rare that he does get tricked up.
Well, you know what? It's funny. I call them like Star Trek questions because I saw a bit on Saturday Night Live, which was funny, right? It was like I think it was with William Shatner. He was playing himself, Kirk or whatever, and then somebody gets up, and I think it was John Belushi said it. It was awesome. He's like, "Did you have in the episode 5 when you were going against the green guy? Did you have your laser on stun, or is it? It's just these crazy questions." And Julian side was like, "Oh my god, I don't know." It was so funny. It was. It was just. Yeah, man, I'm not making fun of it. It was funny.
It was funny. It was funny in a good way.
It's a good way. It's some of the questions. Chachi's like, I have no clue what you're talking about. You know what I mean? I mean, they probably spent hours looking.
Yeah.
All
right.
But I'm a spider guy. I'm more of a grassroots. I'm more of a family tree guy. So be asking him about. Believe me, I'm gonna try to ask him a question on. He probably expect that because the last 2 times we interviewed him, we had that. So
okay, we're gonna talk about our today in histories now. We got a couple minutes. I want to get your quick opinions on these. 1619 in Jamestown, Virginia, the first colonial European representative assembly in the Americas, the Virginia General Assembly, convenes for the first time. 1733, the first Masonic Grand Lodge in the future United States is constituted in Massachusetts. 1956, a joint resolution of the U.S. Congress is signed by Dwight D. Eisenhower, authorizing "In God We Trust" as the U.S. national motto. 1962, the Trans-Canada Highway, the then longest national highway in the world, is officially opened. 1965, U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson signs the Social Security Act of 1965 into law, establishing Medicare and Medicaid. 1966, England defeats West Germany to win the 1966 FIFA World Cup at Wembley Stadium in London after extra time. In 1975, Jimmy Hoffa disappears from the parking lot of the Marcus Red Fox restaurant in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, a suburb of Detroit, at about 2:30 p.m. He was never seen or heard from again, and I don't think they found his body anywhere either, or any evidence that he survived, or his body if he had died. But Don, what are your thoughts on all of these?
Hoffa? I'll stop there. You've heard stories. You know, there's stories that he's in New York or whatever. But that movie Hoffer that came out with Jack Nicholson and Danny DeVito. I mean, that's Hollywood.
Yes.
You don't know what happened. No one knows what happened.
No one knows what happened.
I mean, if anybody should know what happened, it's law enforcement, and no one was arrested.
Yeah.
So they don't know what happened. So if law enforcement don't know what happened,
Exactly.
Hollywood don't know it. Doesn't know. It's all fiction.
Okay, birthdays. I want to get your quick thought on these. 1863, Henry Ford, American engineer and businessman, founded the Ford Motor Company, and I believe the CEO of Ford is the cousin or brother of I'm forgetting his name right now. One of the comedians on SNL in the 80s.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm forgetting his. Why am I forgetting his name? Oh, boy.
You forgot his name, but
I'm forgetting his name. Yes, but I know he's the cousin, cousin or brother of.
So what are you trying to say?
actor.
Hey, listeners, it's up to you to figure it
But
out. I forgot.
Off the top of my head, you know what? Let me look up.
Oh no, just finish it.
I gotta look it up because I have to look it up now.
Now you have to look it up.
I have to look it up now.
Oh, okay, you just gotta look it up.
I had to look it up because it's bad that I forgot. Chris Farley. Jim Farley is the CEO of Ford.
Chris Farley?
Yes, president and CEO. Jim Farley is the. He is the. Let's see. He is the cousin.
Yeah.
Is he the cousin or brother?
Chris Farley passed away.
Cousin. He is the cousin of entertainers Chris Farley, Kevin Farley, and John Farley.
Oh, Chris Farley passed away.
I know. I didn't say Chris Farley was the president of
Oh, no.
I'm just saying, Jim Farley is the cousin of Chris Farley.
Oh, okay, good.
And he is now, Jim Farley, the CEO of Ford. So,
oh, good.
Okay.
That's good.
Moving on. 1890, Chris Stingle, American baseball player and manager. 1934, Bud Selig, the ninth MLB commissioner. 1947, Arnold Schwarzenegger, actor, politician, 30th governor of California. 1950, Frank Stallone, American singer, songwriter, and actor. 1961, Lawrence Fishburne, American actor and producer.
He's awesome.
1963, Lisa Kudrow, American actress and producer. 1970, Christopher Nolan, the director of the newest movie that's out there and making a lot of headlines, a lot of money, Oppenheimer. And 2003, Sam Phillips, American record producer, founder of Sun Records. So that is it. That is everything today, and I hope everyone enjoyed today's program. And Bread of Life is coming up in just a few minutes. Thank you, everybody, and we'll be back next Sunday.
Nice. All right, I gotta go.
I had to get that name because I was like, that was gonna bother me.
Ah,
that was gonna bother me, but I forgot. I should have known. I forgot. If I don't have the information in front of me, I tend to forget.
Jackass award. Get the Jackass award. I love it.
Bye, everybody.